This is the Pulling Each Other Along show once again. I'm coming from Flagstaff, Arizona today, and I've got my Daves with us. We've got Dave Clark. We've got this wonderful music in the background that might be the worst music I've picked. I don't know. So I know they love my music, but we should go ahead and just downturn that
There we go.
right to off because that was pretty awful. And Dave Clark, we have you in the hot spot right now. So as the viewers are coming on, what's happening in Florida?
Not a whole lot. 85 degrees and sunny and blue sky, and well, it's getting a little bit dark now, but been a good day.
Yeah. How about Dave Geis in Milwaukee? Is it 75, 80 and sunny?
Not quite. It's about maybe 60.
Maybe 60 and cloudy. Pretty
fall,
good.
Fall has definitely come.
Not bad. We got some people chatting already. Rusty Dye is saying
Rusty
hi.
Rusty Dye, the big kid, says
there
hi.
You go. Rusty's saying hi. So let's we got Dave. We got to get centered on that one. There we go.
Oh, that's better. Now you got me off, man.
Well, having you cut off is okay. So we already got like 16 viewers. So that's probably because our
back up.
Our guest has got a big following. So we want to bring our guest on and because nobody wants to hear us three anymore, I don't think. So this is the Pulling Each Other Along show. Doug Cornfield, Dave Geis with his brand new wonderful hat, which
homemade hat.
And you froze on that. So, but homemade hat because I am too. I don't know. I'm not home enough to send you one of the hats, so we can get you a hat. But
that's okay.
We'll be doing that soon enough. Oh. But without further, yes, sometime in the next century.
10 years.
Yeah, hopefully before I pass, before COVID gets me.
Yes, Tom, I've got a cap.
But we want to bring on our guests because, as always, we want to make this show about this wonderful guest that we're bringing on. And Stacie, let's see, how are you tonight? We've got Stacie Krupa. I've got a hi. There we go. Stacie, how are you doing tonight? Down in Fort Myers, Florida.
Great,
right?
But you guys are all repeating. I'm hearing you like triple time.
Uh-oh.
That's not good for a broadcast. Hopefully hopefully the internet catches up with us.
I'm hearing it repeat. Is that normal?
No, that shouldn't be normal, but you're a little gurgly, so it could be on your end. Who knows?
Gurgly?
Yeah.
Gurgly.
That's
we should.
Uh-oh.
Put that right here on
Tom Demologis, we already sold. Well, all right, we're gonna have to auction off the hat.
No, he's gonna buy.
So why am I hearing you guys triple? That's crazy.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm just gonna try to listen and talk.
You're actually coming in and out a little bit.
A few minutes ago.
Let's see if the crowd can help us out. Can you guys hear Stacie okay? Stacie, say hi to the world.
Hey guys, I'm trying to hear between multiple streaming sounds. I don't know. Maybe it's my computer. I don't know.
So Ron Caff is saying you are frozen.
Uh-oh.
So it might be just your internet for a minute.
Frozen?
Yes, you do. So should we sing Frozen? That might be illegal if we started singing Frozen. Oh, yes, we can hear you. So we got a yes, can hear her now. So
can you hear me? Because I hear all of you like
I hear you fine, Stacie.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Verizon commercial.
So unfortunately, with the internet, the way the world is, sometimes we get frozen. But I don't feel bad because I see it on the major newscasts.
I'm hearing myself repeat. Oh my God!
Wow.
Sounds like everybody chit-chatting at once.
Oh well. Hopefully it doesn't sound like that on the broadcast. When I do the repeat, we'll find out, I guess. So, but welcome, Stacie. We'll have to go. I could always play the intro music a little bit more.
No,
don't do that.
This is so bad, this one.
No.
Someday we got to be, like somebody's got to sponsor so we can get real music. Uh-oh, Stacie's voice is
better than Dave's cap.
Thank you, Tom.
No, you're willing to buy that cap, so I don't know if that's the truth. So we do have Stacie Lynn Krupa, master artist, with us this evening, and we want to find out what pulls her along, but also find out about her story. So Stacie, just give us a little background of maybe the last 10 years of your life, because you're not that old, so it can't be. We can go back 20, I guess, maybe, since you have a child that's that old about, right? So take it away, Stacie. Give us a little intro to your life.
Okay. I think I heard give an intro into my life. I think I heard that because I'm hearing everybody talk at once and then it repeats. So, and now I'm hearing myself repeat. So I'm just going to talk and hope that you guys only hear one version of this. So I've got my master's in painting from University of Miami. Go U! All about the U. Wow, I'm really hearing myself repeat. I don't know why it's doing that. Hold on one second. Let me get it to go down here.
Do you have your Facebooks on or anything?
I don't know. Should I look? Is there a way to like get me not to hear myself? As soon as I talk, it repeats.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Sorry about this, folks. A little technical difficulty at the.
Yeah, let me check this technical.
But it's not coming that way to us.
Yeah, it's not coming that way.
I don't hear you.
Yeah,
I don't hear you
hold on,
twice.
there's a cheaters.
No.
Let me look at something. I think that might be true.
So I'm getting a broadcast is fine from Ron Camp.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ron, for that.
I think it's just on her end.
Probably just on your end for some unknown reason.
Hold on. See, I'm hearing myself say there's a cheater. So let me.
Maybe you should turn your volume down, kind of like when you're talking on the radio.
It's on my end. I think it's because Mike.
Oh, we got a hi from
Okay,
Hickory. Hi, Sharon. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Sharon.
So go ahead. Tell us your story. I think it's okay.
Okay, so my story. So I've been painting my whole life. Since I was 13 years old, I've been a professional. I've got my master's in painting. Am I talking? Am I okay? So I ended up going to University of Central Florida. I've got a degree in psychology. I've got a degree in fine arts, in painting, drawing, and fibers. And then I continue with my post-bac work at Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts. And then with my graduate work at Maryland Institute College of Art in Baltimore, and then finished up at the University of Miami. So I'm pretty much schooled as high as I could go in the studio arts. And I've recently applied to get my PhD in creativity from the University of the Arts. So that's kind of where I am right now. I've got my studio here in Fort Myers. It was in the Florida Keys for 18 years. I have my own galleries all over Florida. I'm also in the Virgin Islands and St. John. And this is what I do. I only do originals.
So guys, let's just say that Stacie is not a starving artist.
You're so funny. I'm not a starving artist.
No, she's not a starving artist.
I'm still going to try to fix this up.
But I had the pleasure of meeting Stacie several months ago, and as I do, I was telling her my stories, and we have a mutual friend that's down in Fort Myers, and that's how I met her. And then
I'm going to try to fix it. It's driving me crazy.
All right, well, if you can, that's great. We'll just have to keep moving because that's the way the show must go on, kind of thing. So I met Stacie, and she starts telling me about these art prevets, and I know, like, what's an art privet? I went to the University of Georgia. So she's telling me about these art prevets, and it's Italian for something, I think, or Latin for something. I don't know which language she uses. And so
it's actually like I got 10 voices in my head right now.
Oh no. So we met, and she starts telling me about these wonderful things she does and how she does art, and people buy her art, and she's a master artist, and she loves to give back. And she just doesn't give back a little bit. She gives back a lot. And so that rings true to my heart because, Disability Dream and Do, we're always looking for something, especially now with COVID. And so I was very grateful, but I wanted to hear more about what these art prevets. So we'll try to not talk over you so you don't hear 10 echoes, but let's fill us in on what an art privet is, because this University of Georgia Bulldog alum had no idea. Did you get the question?
It's not even, what's crazy is it repeats as you're talking.
So I was asking about an art privet. Tell us about your art prevets.
I did. So See, when I start talking, I hear myself what I said 5 minutes ago. It's on. I don't know. I'm just gonna talk and hope I don't. I hope the voices in my head don't mess me up. So the Art Purvey started when I was on the board of directors at a school, a Montessori school in Isla Mirada. So bad, how bad. If you guys could hear me, you'd think I was crazy. So I had to develop a program where I would bring monies into the school. Obviously, we were that was our job as being on the board of directors. We had to come up with a program. I came up with this Art Purvey program where I could work with children and paint with them. And then we would take the collaborations and we would auction them off at a high-end event. And they did great. The first one started, I think I made 7,000, and 8 years later, the last one I made 60,000. And I just built on them. That's why you told me, like, I got to break 10,000 people watching this. I'm going to break it because I break the goals every time. But it's all about the collaboration of bringing kids in where they don't understand that you can be a master artist and you don't have to be a starving artist. I mean, I hate that connotation because there may be artists that starve, but that's on them. Because if they actually studied or went out there and learned how they don't have to sell their souls or they don't have to sell their integrity, they can still do what they do and make money. And that was important to me to teach the children in these Art Purveys that, you can be an artist, you can be a professional artist, and you can have a career at this. And don't listen to everybody else that's telling you, you're creative. What are you going to do with that? You need a backup plan. Oh, I hate the backup plan. There's no backup plan. You do what you love and the money follows. You do what you love 110% and the rest falls in place because you don't work a day in your life. You're happy. I have a degree in psychology. I'm okay in psychology. I got B's and C's. That's because I was supposed to go be a doctor. Wasn't supposed to be the artist that I always just did anyways. So I got the degree in psychology and I continued on in the fine arts, and then I got my master's in fine arts, my MFA, and I do better than any psychologist. So because I love what I do, and that's what the Art Purveys were developed. One, to obviously raise money for the Montessori school, but to also make it that the children and myself and everybody won. It was a win-win-win in the end. So,
well, we like the win-win-win option. Dave, can you relate to that
win-win.
at all? The plan B, you guys?
I say that so much, I almost sound ridiculous when I'm promoting or I'm out there trying to do a charity event. Oh, wow. I say it all the time. Like, if it's not a win-win-win, we're not doing it. I don't need to make all the money. You don't need to not make money. I don't need to lose everything, and neither do you. So it has to be a win across the board, or I just don't want to do it. And it's worked. It's worked for me for 30 years.
Right. No, that's been great. And so, and so I'm excited about our announcement. We're working together in Corning, and hopefully folks can hear us. We're looking to do an event. She's going to bring her wonderful artwork up to the Corning, New York area, and we're going to hopefully get a nice big crowd. So
we're going to get a big crowd because it's going to be a win-win-win. I'll make sure
right.
of it.
We're going to have a beautiful setting. Corning's a beautiful setting. It'll be a nice weekend. She's gonna, we're gonna get hopefully our executives in Corning and just our friends and the people that love us, and then we're gonna bring up some wonderful art pieces. What's the kind of art that you love? What do you have behind you? You're in your studio. What's behind you?
What do I have behind me? So I'm part of this whole thing. We were talking about pulling each other along. One of the things, and it's not your typical pull each other along, but I'm an only child, and I was alone a lot as a kid, and just craving siblings that I didn't have. So I always had pets, and I probably had too many pets. I drove my parents crazy, but they were kind of like my siblings. I mean, they were there. They gave to me unconditionally love, dogs or whatever, and they comforted me when I was sad. And I tend to paint nature and animals just because they make me happy. They're my babies. I create them, and I can formally, paint anything if I have to. I can paint scenery, I can paint, anything, but the animals that I paint really mean something to me. They're my siblings. They're fun to me, and they make me smile. So that's what I think. If the art doesn't work, repeated viewing, I just don't want to do it.
Gotcha. And then one of the things that I liked about when you originally were telling me about what you do is that you also do collaborative work. So how does that work?
I do collaborative work, yes, because that's part of the art privé. It started out where I collaborated with children. They would paint, I would paint, they would paint, and then we'd auction them off and both sign them.
Right. And so how do we do that in Corning? What's the plan?
So the thing in Corning, the thing that I was thinking about, we've got the Corning company, and I really think that it's important that I can get their CEOs, the owners. I really think that if I do my work and I come in with paintings that are related to Corning, obviously, things that in that area that people are going to relate to, and I have found doing this that people relate to tropical paintings because a lot of people up there, they have homes in Florida or homes in other tropical areas. So they buy the painting, like this one behind me that I just did in Chicago. This, I didn't do it in Chicago. I did it here. They bought it in Chicago and sent it back with me because it's for their Florida home when they bought it for the charity or privé that I did. But that happens, I'd say 50% of the time. So I'll definitely come with things that are tropical because people love tropical. We all do. That's, Jimmy Buffett world, right? We love it to some degree. But I'll also do pieces that are related to the Corning area. And I'd love to get the people who are in charge in the Corning company, the owners, to just come in for 15 minutes. Get a couple photos, work with me. Let me get them working on the pieces. And when we auction them off, people are going to want that because they're the superstars. I've done this with Navy SEAL foundations. I've worked with different Jay Redmond, who's a Navy SEAL that has his own podcast, and he did the Combat Wounded Coalition. I've worked with who else? Michael Thornton, who's the most decorated Navy SEAL ever. We painted paintings together when he was there, and if we have somebody who's our spokesman or something, that would be you three, right? And we work a piece that brings more value to that piece. So when we auction it off, people want that piece, and it would be something that's related to the area. It's obvious, or it has to do with pulling each other along. That right. Too. We could do three. Yeah, hell, yeah. I painted with Jacques Cousteau's grandson, and we did 3 pieces together because it was his foundation, and he asked me to do this. So when we did the pieces, we did 3, and we both signed them, and we auctioned them off, and they actually gave me one back as a gift and said thank you. So, but that raised him, his money for his charity, so he could do what he's doing.
It's wonderful. Yeah. And so I'm excited about bringing you here, and we're not here because I'm actually crazy as it is. I'm actually in Flagstaff, Arizona, visiting my son, who is the coach at Northern Arizona University's cross country and track team. And so I am in a different time zone. I'm actually at almost 4:50 p.m. and I know it's 7:50 p.m. out there. Let's go to our chat board. I know Bonnie Mann says she can't wait. Now, Bonnie, you don't know her story.
Hey, Bonnie.
She's a part of our Pulling Each Other Along book that is coming out. Bonnie, I don't know if I have a picture of Bonnie here, but the Pulling Each Other Along book that's coming out. We've got our website. Go to the website, pullingeachotheralong.com, and you'll see Bonnie's profile. But Bonnie is and if I can get it right this time, 3-time world champion boxer from our
wow.
She just got inducted into the International, if I got this right, Hall of Fame in Las Vegas. So that was just a couple of weeks ago. And so Bonnie is also from the.
Congratulations, Bonnie. Awesome. That is so cool.
So she's got a great chapter in our book, and for those that don't know, Mr. Terry Bradshaw. Some of you might know
Okay,
him.
so I don't have the photo in front of me, but Terry I got pictures with Terry. We got our Purvey stuff going on.
Yeah. That would be like if we can get Terry and you to do a piece together.
He was down in Florida Keys. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he seems to get all over the place, but we're really glad that he accepted the challenge to work with us on this.
See if I get like Terry here. I don't know.
You're gonna find him there on your. Yeah, well, I think you have a lot of pictures, and you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, which typically
yes, because I was born there.
There you go. So, and of course, Rocky Blyer is a part of our new book, so that's really cool to have the Rock. We'll have Rocky on the show here soon enough. But Bonnie, thanks for tuning in. Oh, we got the Tank in?
Tank is there.
Tank, well, there you go. Hi, Tank. How you doing? So I know we have to ask you a question, Stacie, if you can hear us still, but you don't look like you.
Can we see that?
There you go. Yes.
There you go.
There's Stacie with Terry.
There's and Jimmy Johnson. Oh my gosh.
All right.
There they are. How long ago was that?
We can get
There they are.
So we have to ask you a question because one of our faithful listeners won't let us not ask this question. But we have to ask you.
I apologize. I can't hear you at all.
All right. So we have to ask you, what is your favorite ice cream?
Favorite what?
Favorite?
Okay.
Excuse me. Favorite donut. I'm in altitude sickness here. We have to ask you your favorite donut.
What is my favorite ice cream?
No, your favorite donut. 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 Oh my goodness. Where's?
Someone's asking what my favorite donut is?
Yep, favorite donut. That's what we have to have.
Bavarian cream.
Bavarian cream.
Oh,
that is a good one.
All right.
Or that one that's out west that has the bacon on top. The bacon one with the caramel, the maple. That one's
maple bacon. Yeah.
The maple bacon. Well, you have that right down there in Bennett. It's not far from your house. No,
but I like the Bavarian cream. I don't know. But not the white. I like the yellow cream.
There you go. Well, they're all good. And then, of course, being that you're a football fan,
that's a first. No one's asked me that.
Yeah, well, Dave, it comes.
I usually get asked other things that we're not going to talk about.
No, well, it's in my children's book. That's Dave holding a donut from my children's book, A Pound of Kindness. Dave absolutely loves donuts, and so we started asking people.
Oh, Dave, you love donuts. That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
So, what's Dave's favorite? Dave, what's your favorite donut?
I have him muted right now. Go ahead, Dave.
Have you been to Bennett's? She can't hear me.
Yeah, she can't hear you probably.
I can hear you. I'm just hearing myself repeat. I don't know what's
okay.
wrong.
I like Bennett's. I like that maple donut that you're talking about, I think. That
maple one with
the maple bacon donut. But I also like the white cream with a chocolate top.
Yeah.
On the outside. White cream inside, chocolate top on the outside.
Yep.
So in Tom DeMarcus,
actually, you can give me any donut you love it.
Dave loves multiple. He's inclusive when it comes to donuts.
He's a donut man.
Good. Tom DeMarcus thinks the Bavarian cream would make a great painting. Have you ever painted a donut?
So Dave, maybe we should paint some donuts.
We can do that. We can do that.
Or paint with donuts.
Paint with donuts.
Angela
That's
Booth
funny.
is on tonight. Hi,
I'm
Angela.
professionally trained in anything. We can paint with donuts.
Okay, you got a deal.
There you go. There you go. That sounds like a good idea. So, being that this is a Thursday night football, and somebody is 0-2, which
yeah.
team?
Okay, all right.
Who's 0-2? I would not know that.
I've lost 2 games by a total of 3 points. That's not easy to do.
Actually, last week you had it. You had it won.
I had it won if it wasn't for a penalty.
And then he got the re-kick, and I was thinking, Dave won. Dave Geist won, and then of course Dave Geist didn't win.
Nope.
So that's maybe better luck this time. Who should pick first? We pick Thursday night's game.
I think the guest should pick first.
The guest should
Right,
pick first.
absolutely.
Tonight?
It's Houston tonight going against Carolina.
Yep, in Houston.
In Houston. So Houston's got the home field advantage. It's Carolina against Houston.
I'll do what my father always did. When you'd ask him who's going to win Monday Night Football, he'd just go, Pittsburgh. It didn't matter who was playing, Pittsburgh. And I used to get so frightened. I go, Dad, that's their Pittsburgh.
So Pittsburgh's going to win tonight for Stacie. So that means the
Go
guest
Steelers,
will go 0-3
right?
as well. So Dave Geis, should we let you go first? Or
All
next?
right. Well, I see Tank was with me last week, so he was on my side last week.
Tank's always a loser.
Oh, wow.
Tank doesn't know how to spell his own team, I don't think.
Gee,
He still owes me Stillers.
He ate too many duck donuts. So Dave Geis, who do you got tonight?
Carolina.
Carolina.
Yeah.
Dave Clark?
No, I'm gonna go with Houston. I'm gonna go with Houston.
Oh
tonight.
my. So I have to part ways from Dave Clark and definitely go with Carolina.
If Houston wins tonight, I'm taking Clark to Vegas with me.
Oh, there you
I'm
go.
not even going to Vegas, but I'm taking him anyway.
Yeah, I think they're like got a 35% chance to win, but you never know in NFL. Anybody can
That's
beat
right.
anybody.
That's right.
So we've got Dave and I are in Charlotte, and Dave Clark, you've got the lone Houston, and Stacie, you're just
Stacey's
simply
got
not going to win
Pittsburgh.
because you're a Steelers fan.
If you only knew how
Go
bad
Steelers.
this sound is, all I hear is you guys talking, and then it repeats.
Uh-oh.
I'm just nodding a lot.
Well, just keep looking pretty, and we'll be good, I guess.
Dave Clark keeps freezing up.
So
it's all about Steelers. Yep.
We'll definitely have to have you on the show again with better technology.
I think it might be my computer. I don't know. All I know is it's repeating so much that it's as loud as, and when I hear you ask a question, it's really low, so I have to listen to the question and then just talk over myself again.
Yeah.
That's repeating.
I know that your art is better than the technology right now, so that's a good thing. What did I have? I had another picture somewhere. There you go. There's a piece that I brought up.
One of my tarpon pieces. Yes.
There you go. Drawing fish. So, guys, you have any last questions? Hopefully, Dave. Let's start with Dave. Guys, you have any questions that you want to hear from?
I just want to know what inspired. I know you were talking about your pets earlier, but what is really is that the inspiration behind your art, or is there an underlying reason or anything else?
Dave, I'm trying to hear you. It's repeating so much.
Okay.
What's my inspiration for
your art?
For my art. I'm repeating. I hear it repeating with the asking. I've always been creative, and I kind of it's fun to me, and it's what I do, and I'm damn good at it. I mean, I went to the best schools in the United States on scholarship, so I must be doing something right. And it's like, I remember asking a professor, and I said, can I actually go forward and continue this? And he laughed. And he said, you're the best I've seen in 30-something years in the top 3%. We all have our gifts. And you guys understand that more than anybody. We have our gifts. And so many don't follow their passions and embrace those gifts. And if they did, I don't care what the hell the gift is. Embrace it. And that's where it's what I do. It's my happy place. I mean, I could paint all day long, and it doesn't feel like I did any work. And I'm creating my images. I'm playing with materials, and even the business end. I love the business end of it all. And I come with new ideas, and I don't know if there's like another part here where you guys actually asked me about the pull and the long part. Dave, Doug, you got something you're going to ask me on that?
No, yeah, I want you to talk about what do you think pulled you along in your life? Who's that inspiration? Who is that person of kindness?
Well, there's a combination of things that. Well, there's again going back to being an only child. Okay, And we're always talking about humans pulling us along, but as a child, my animal buddies pull me along. I mean, when you're an only child and you're sitting in your room and there's not a lot of, you're an artsy person, you're not always engaged in people. And that was something that helped me get through feeling lonely. And one of the things that when I developed this art purvey, I really liked the collaboration part that allowed me to give back and then the children to give back to me. But it was also me teaching them you don't have to be a starving artist, and them teaching me that I can give them this vision and they're going to be receiving it. So again, going back to the win-win-win, and one of the biggest things I will say a memorable things that I did was this. I was on the Brian Bill Foundation, and that's when we lost 17 Navy SEALs, our biggest loss ever in extortion 17. And I learned that one of the SEALs, it wasn't in extortion 17, but I got to know some of the families by doing my art and auctioning off my flag pieces for these foundations that were Navy SEAL related. That one of the artists, or one of the families that would come to it was an artist, Joshua Harris, who was a Navy SEAL, and he died in Afghanistan in one of the things that they were doing. And his family came to me, and the mom cried on my shoulder, and she says, "You understood my son. My son was an artist. He was a Navy SEAL." And then I did more research, and I realized that he was a SEAL that hid his talent, because in the military it's not a big they're not promoting going to be a creative soul. They're promoting strategic stuff, and you follow in this rules and this rules, and that's how you do it. There's no creative expression. And I guess that Joshua was painting all the time, and he hid the paintings up in his family's barn in the attic. And when he passed away, another SEAL who was a poet said, "Look, Joshua said to me, it's kind of embarrassing, but I'm an artist, and I got all these paintings hidden away." So they found them. He became the Navy SEAL artist, and they showed his work in the Navy SEAL Museum. And the mother's crying on my shoulder saying, "You understood my son." And that was such a moving thing to me, because that creative spirit of giving to them and back, and going to the family's home and seeing his work, I realized that the creative spirit was alive and well, even in areas that it wasn't supposed to be in. And I could do something about that. So I made it a part of my own journey in this creative world. Plus, I have a degree in psychology that I started doing art therapy with military PTSD. And I realized that going through, and I actually, God, I hate hearing myself repeat. I ended up doing all that and meeting another Navy SEAL, Jay Redmond, who has his own podcast. And he had a foundation called the Combat Wounded Coalition, Home of the Wounded Wear. And he would have a gala every year in Virginia. And I would go there. And the last time I went there, I worked with these combat wounded warriors. And, they're missing limbs. They've been burned and everything. And I would do paintings. It was either of a giant eagle, or I would do military ones like this. I mean, Jay and I painted this one. You guys see it?
Well, yeah.
But these were collaborations. And one of the last ones that I did, where I actually painted a giant American eagle with all these combat wounded veterans, they came and we did the same thing that I want to do with you guys. We had a table, and I painted on it, they painted, and they're signing. I noticed what they did was they signed their combat dates, either when they went out or a family member came forward and who had lost a family member to the to giving it all, and they would put the dates of their kill date on this eagle. And I watched, and look, I got goosebumps from this. And when you see somebody with no arms and they got, their prosthetics, and they're holding the paintbrush and painting on your eagle as you're working with them, and they're thanking you for being there. I noticed something that they kept putting February 19th on stuff. Yeah, I don't know all the military combat things that happen. I'm just over here trying to help. But I realized after I sat down and got my, it was dinner, it was a gala, and I looked at the what do you call it, the paper for for tonight's event, and it said that our speaker who was going up was in this explosion that happened on February 19th. And I realized that was a significant date because a lot of the wounded warriors there also got injured, burned up, or, ears burned off, prosthetics on their ears. And what hit me hard was that was my birthday. So here on my birthday, they're earning their combat wounded significance to protect my freedoms to create, to be able to create whatever the hell I want to create. And that blew me away. And then we had to take the painting up, and I'm sitting there with at the time, the ambassador of Afghanistan, who was coming here to thank us for all the help we gave them. And I'm holding this painting, and they're asking me to talk. And I'm in a room full of 600 combat wounded veterans and their families. And I broke down to the point of thanking them for pulling me along to be able to create. And I'm pulling them along to express it now, to feel good about themselves, to be creative. It was such a win-win-win moment. And to know that it was like on my birthday that they went through such horrific things that I could help them and they could help me. And to realize that was something so beyond words. If anyone knows me, I'm pretty tough. I don't tear up. I just don't. And I really was so moved by that I felt like I was making a difference. That piece auctioned off. It brought in a ton for the foundation, and everybody on it signed it. And it had so much meaning that, that was like, this is my mission, is to help people through my talents and my own foundation, the Krupa Creative Veterans Foundation, which helps veterans who come out of the military and realize, look, before the military, I used to play the saxophone. I had one of my collectors actually say this to me. He goes, in the military, I was a policeman. I don't want to do that anymore. But how do I make $100,000 a year, Stacie? And I said, well, let me show you. You're a saxophone player. Let me pair you with other saxophone players who actually make money at it. And it's a collaboration again to pull each other along. Like, I'm going to help you be creative again and make the money you need to support your family. And you're going to, let me help a small group of people that, again, going back to the Navy SEAL, Joshua Harris, was, shunned for being an artist. It shouldn't be that way. There's groups in these areas, especially the military, that I found I can only help. I don't need to help this small group because they're out there and they're trying to express themselves. And that was important to me. And one more thing, in that time, with the combat wounded warriors, Jason Redmond, who asked me, look, I'm starting a mentorship. Would you work with this artist who used to be in the military? She has PTSD, and she's into art. She's good at it. And she's like the #1 artist in the military, and we're all supporting her. Will you mentor her? And it was kind of the same thing that I was already developing. And to know that I could give to her and pull her along through PTSD because her art was helping her to be, not think about, she was a sniper. Come on. The pressure there just to live that life. If the art could help her and I can pull her, she's helping me because, oh my God, I'm giving the creative spirit to a group of people that nobody normally thinks is supposed to be creative. I really hate the stereotypes. I think we all are creative in our own way, and that's important to me. There you go.
Well, that was. I know a lot of people still got what you said. The technology wasn't great tonight, And so we definitely want to bring you back, but with better
Can
technology.
you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but
choppy. It's choppy. On my end, it's choppy.
unfortunately.
But at the same time, Dave Clark is freezing on my screen too. So
Am
there's
I?
a lot of
So
things
Dave's
going on.
Yeah, and it could be because I am not on my normal faster Wi-Fi or faster internet connection as well,
Right,
because I'm at a
right.
remote location. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Stacie, it's been great to have you. We're going to have
Thank
you
you guys
back.
for having me.
We're going to be
Respect
promoting
all of you for what you're doing, and anything I can do to help, I'm in.
Yeah, well, we're looking
Thank
forward to
you.
putting this together in Corning, and
Right, get your painting. We're gonna get you painting.
we'll
So
we'll
you know.
connect you with Dave Clark, since you guys aren't very far away from each other. And
Yep.
I just want to
I'm right here,
appreciate.
Dave. I'm like 3 minutes away, probably.
Yep, it's about that. So thank you for joining us, boys. It's been good to see you guys again. I am extremely tired. I didn't get in. What you got,
Hey,
Dave?
Before you go, I want a special hello to April and Gabriel Rivas.
Yes.
Yeah,
Really
for those-
want to, and we'll fill Stacie in on that.
Well, we can do it real quick, but there's our latest pulling each other along award winner, Gabriel, and
There we go.
he people don't know this, but at last minute, I was able to get Gabriel into that picture is going to be in the book, and so I'm excited about. He's our most recent pulling each other along award winner, and such a special spirit about Gabriel and his mom, and just the trials and tribulations that they're going through. But we're just extremely grateful that we got to know them. So it's always great to mention.
We're gonna do a great wagon. I'm gonna do a sparkly wagon, and we're gonna pull each other along. And
there we go. We need that too. So that's great. Well, thank
right?
you.
How much fun will that be?
So I'm going to close up the show. Stacie, it's been great having you. This has been the Pulling Each Other Along show with Stacie Krupa, and she is a master artist and doing great in this world.
Thank you, guys.
Stacie, for having us. Very
Thank you.
good.